Hello, remember me? I'm Dr. S. Find a comfortable space and I have a story to share with you. Can you say hello to me? Remember how I say hello? Oh, that's wonderful. I just miss so many of you that I just asked Mr. Slater to help me to share a story with you today. And those of you who were at story time last month might have remembered that I said I had a very special book to share with you, and it's called Old Rock. And it's not boring to be an old rock. I have an old rock here to share with you. When I travel to different parts of the world, sometimes I pick up a rock. This one's kind of bigger than what I usually pick up, but I just liked it. It looked lovely, and the feel of it is just wonderful. So some of you may have some old rocks too, but you know, old rocks have a lot to tell us, and I think this old rock is going to tell us a story. So find a good place and curl up. Old rock. The author and the illustrator are one and the same, Deb Paluti. And you know, we've talked about that before, that sometimes the book is written by one person and the illustrations are done by another. And the illustrator and the author never get to meet. But with Dawn, when you're both the author and the illustrator, you have the whole book to yourself. So again, Old Rock. Old Rock had been sitting in the same spot at the edge of a clearing in the middle of a pine forest for as long as anyone could remember. And even before that, wow, that's a long time. I haven't even been around that long, even though I'm quite a bit older than you are. Being a rock seems awfully boring, said Tall Pine. You sit in the same spot day after day, said Spotted Beetle. It's a very nice spot, said Old Rock. Don't you want to go anywhere? Asked Hummingbird. Take a look at Old Rock. He seems pretty comfortable there. Seems to enjoy it. Sometimes people don't realize how happy we are because we're not doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. But that's okay. Happiness is found in one's own heart. I've flown all over the world and sipped the nectar of exotic flowers. I would surely be bored if I could not fly. Aren't these beautiful illustrations? Look at the depth of the color and the beautiful way that all the birds and animals are conceived here. It's beautiful. Oh, look at that tall mountain, Mountain Peak. You know, once I actually climbed in Peru mountains, not very far because I'm scared of heights. I flew once, said Old Rock. Gosh, said Tall Pine. How? Asked Spotted Beetle. Rocks don't fly, said Hummingbird. Now we come to the best part of the story. Find out how old Rock is. Old Rock told him about the time in the beginning was when darkness was all around. And all you can see is Old Rock's eyes. Why, that's a time before you and I ever knew about. And then I erupted out of the volcano and soared through the fiery sky into the bright light of a new world. Whoa, that must have been some trip for Old Rock coming out of that volcano. My goodness, I don't know if I want to fly like that. I feel safer if I'm in an airplane. So it was just the one time, said Hummingbird. And now you're sitting here, said Tall Pine. Being bored, said Spotted Beetle. Oh, I'm not bored, said Old Rock. Don't you want to see more? Asked Spotted Beetle. Are you enjoying the story as much as I am? I could read the story a lot of times and still find new things in it that I didn't notice the first time. If I climbed to the tip-top branch of Tall Pine, I might see a deer mouse nibbling seeds in a nearby tree, or watch ships sailing across the big lake, said Spotted Beetle. Those are wonderful things to see. But you know, Old Rock has seen lots more too. He's going to share those stories with us. Old Rock told them about the time a group of friendly dinosaurs lumbered by, munching every leaf in sight. Can you imagine that? Old Rock saw dinosaurs? Then many years later, a not-so-friendly dinosaur came looking for a meal. And Old Rock says to the dinosaur, "No, I haven't seen her, thanks," because a tiny dinosaur is hiding right behind Old Rock. And Old Rock kind of helped her so that the big dinosaur went to get her. That was pretty kind of Old Rock, don't you think? Have you done some kindnesses lately? You know, if you have, let me know about it. Maybe you can just write me a quick little email or a note that I might get. Time passed and things changed and the world chilled. This was a long time ago. You know, it gets chilly in the winter here, but I think at this time when the world was just beginning, it was very, very cold. And not many things lived at that time. But Old Rock was there. Which wasn't too bad because Old Rock took a ride in a glacier and toured the land. Oh my, he had a fun time. And if you really look at the picture, there's a skeleton. Wow, I think Old Rock has seen a lot in his lifetime. Once the glacier melted, it left me perched at the top of a ridge, and I could see the place where the sky touches the earth. Now, when I show you this picture, when I first saw it, oh, it made me worried about Old Rock because look how he's perched. Isn't that a big word, perched? Just means that Big Rock is sitting on the very, very tip of a mountain. But perched is a very big word, isn't it? You could just say standing if you want, but if you want to really impress somebody, just say the word perched. So what do you think is going to happen to that rock? Oh, well, we'll continue with the story. You'll find out. My, you have seen a lot, said Spotted Beetle. How unusual, said Hummingbird. Yes, but that was ages ago, said Tall Pine. Well, Tall Pine's going to take a little more convincing. That Old Rock has seen some good things. Aren't you bored now? Don't you want to move? My limbs flutter gently in a breeze and dance wildly when the wind blows. Oh, I've never danced, but I'm pretty good at doing somersaults, said Old Rock. Oh, you're going to see him do some really great somersaults. Maybe you'd like to do a somersault after the story. Are you ready? He's going to go bouncity bounce. Old Rock revealed that after teetering, which means he kept going back and forth for a while on that big mountain, the ground rumbled. Can you make a rumbling sound? Rumble, rumble. And sure enough, and Big Rock tumbled and tumbled down and down, down into a valley. Woo! There he goes. That was exciting for him, but a bit scary too, maybe. Grasses grew and mastodons roamed and lakes formed. And there we see Old Rock. Yep, and a mastodon is sitting on him. And Old Rock said, "Shouldn't you be roaming?" I bet that felt pretty heavy for Old Rock. Even rock is very hard, but having a mastodon sit on you? I'm not sure about that. I never knew a rock had moves like that, said Tall Pine. I wish I could have seen those things, said Spotted Beetle. What happened next? Asked Hummingbird. Well, he's got them all convinced now that Big Rock has seen a lot. He's been around quite a long time. and some exciting places. A pine forest sprouted up around me. One day, a strong breeze shook a pine cone loose. From the pine cone, a seed fell onto the forest floor. I watched the seedling grow to be the tall pine who dances in the wind and keeps me company. Sometimes a spotted beetle wanders along to report all that he sees. And every so often, the loveliest hummingbird stops to rest after a long flight, and she describes the amazing places she's visited. Yes, indeed. Old Rock has had a lot to see in his lifetime, but he's also seen life in a different way from his friends. Spotted beetle, tall pine, yeah, and hummingbird. So that's the story of Old Rock. Now, if you want to learn more about old rocks, just get on your computer and Google rocks, and you'll find a wonderful assortment of different kind of rocks, different than even my rock. There's so many different kinds, and the history of rocks. You can even make a whole career out of being a person who investigates rocks and teaches even about rocks. Be a geologist, who knows? Well, thank you for being part of my story time today. And if we need to be together this way, next month I'll bring you another story. But in the meantime, maybe you can find a way to connect with me and say hello and tell me what you're doing. And stay happy and stay safe. And soon, Dr. S's story time will be in person. So we can also say bye like this. Bye for now.